Hi, I'm Chris Brown with Beeline Property Management, and we cover the Inland Empire area of Southern California. Today I'm going to be talking about how to avoid security deposit disputes. A great way to try to avoid these things from the start is to heavily encourage a pre-move-out inspection. By law, we're required to offer it anyway. The tenant's not required to take it, but our recommendation is to push it and to push it heavily, because this is going to help you avoid bigger issues down the road when you talk about them up front and the tenant knows what to expect. If they still choose to not handle it, then they should have expected it because it's already been covered on. So by all means, first line of defense, heavily encourage and try to push for the pre-move-out inspection. One very important thing is to adopt clear policies on how you're going to handle items across the board. Normal wear and tear items such as paint and carpeting. These are items that is really open to someone's interpretation of what's considered normal wear and tear and what's not. So with that being said, for our example, we give a 5-year shelf life to paint, and we give a 5-year shelf life to flooring. So as a general rule of thumb, and so that we can avoid down the road someone saying that we're unfairly treating them as a tenant, or an owner saying that we're not giving them the benefit of the doubt, it's an across-the-board policy that we'll give a 5-year shelf life, and each year we'll expect it to decrease by a set amount. If a tenant dispute is reasonable and you feel that they've got a good cause for their dispute, one of the good rules of thumb is just to offer to split the cost with them. At the end of the day, it's going to be much cheaper to go this route than it will be to get involved in a long drawn-out court battle that's going to wind up costing you more money whether you win or lose than it would be just to split the item up front with them. Also, if appropriate, and I know that this isn't always an option, but if it's appropriate and you've done a move-out inspection and there are items that you feel the tenant has the capability and the desire to come back and repair, whether you're there to supervise it or not, that may be an option to help avoid some of these complaints down the road. Is if you see something that can be reasonably fixed by the tenant at a low cost versus the higher cost of sending in a maintenance person or a handyman, then that's something you may want to offer to that tenant. Point out common areas of deductions. A lot of tenants aren't going to think ahead because they don't do this day in and day out like we do. So you might want to tell them to remember to have the carpets professionally shampooed, to change the air intake filters, and some of the staple items that you see on a regular basis when you're doing these move-out inspections. Big document always. So we highly encourage very in-depth move-in inspections along with photographs so that you've got a report that's very well detailed of how the home is received in photographs that are time and date stamped to support that, and the same at move-out. That way when there's a dispute, you have the evidence that you need to support your argument or to support the tenant's argument if it's fair to not charge them an item that they feel unfairly charged for. That's it on this topic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you.